Mark Kennedy from New Jersey in New York City for the evening to attend a meeting of the Friends of the Origami Center of America. That's 35 years ago, and that's how long he has been my friend, because it didn't take long after arriving at the first floor residence of Lillian Oppenheimer, founder of FOCA, to be introduced. From that point on, life is peppered with many meetings, conventions, festivals, and other national and international origami events of note where our friendship grew. When I think back on this time, I cannot help admiring Mark's great sense of ambassadorship. He practically lived, slept, and ate origami. He instinctively knew how to share it in any situation. I once commented to him that I started the Origami Festival so he would have another event to go to. Later, I realized that wasn't quite right. Mark was already an Origami Festival. The fancy waistcoats, the hats covered in buttons, the bag with all the papers and latest must-see origami magazines, the boxes filled with buttons and earrings and fridge magnets. He was a walking one-man origami event. He was also part mad scientist. Who can forget all the weird concoctions he came up with to coat finished pieces? The skin peeling off his hands before he realized that particular recipe required wearing gloves. The wet folded wallpaper creations, the techniques he pioneered for inking papers, and the stunning patterns he was able to create as a result of this experimentation. At any convention, you could guarantee to find him well ensconced in the late night folding sessions. Often one of the last to leave, he'd be teaching or sharing tips and techniques well into the wee hours until the last of the enthusiasts could take it no more. Next morning, he'd be there in line, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, waiting to register for classes, typically teaching a model or variation to those about him. His generosity was legendary. Who here has not benefited from his kindness? The number of people of all ages first turned on to the paper folding arts by Mark is vast. Today, the origami world is poorer with Mark's passing. We can only pick up from where he left off and strive to embody the spirit of sharing as practiced by him. As for those other Kennedys, never did meet them. All I can say is they have one heck of a job to live up to the Kennedy name after Mark's contribution. Jonathan Baxter, March 2018.